Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about things that you should discuss when you are seriously dating. What time period you have these discussions, that's kind of depends on where you're at in the relationship or dating someone on whether or not you ask these questions. I have 5 of them that I think are important. There are definitely more. You can always comment below what other questions you think people should ask. But this is what I came up with that I think they're important. I was trying to think though. I was like, what questions have I asked when dating when it was getting serious, or I thought it was getting serious? And I didn't exactly ask all of these questions. A couple of them I did, but I definitely think it is important that you have an idea of some things that are important to you that you should ask this person, because some things you don't want to find out too late in the game, you know? So, number one, this is one I've never asked, but what lifestyle do you envision? This is a good question because I was thinking, like, I plan on traveling more as I get older. I might even temporarily just live somewhere else. Like, I really want to go to Portugal. Maybe I'll live there for a couple of months or something. Like, I'll have it where I can do that, be able to afford that. So I think that's an important thing to discuss, because what if you're like, oh, I'm going to go live in Hawaii, and they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to be there. I don't want to. Or they down the line want to go somewhere cold. I'm telling you right now, I don't care how in love I am with someone. If they were like, yeah, I don't need to go to Alaska, relationship's probably going to end. Not going to lie. I'm not trying to go somewhere where it's colder than where I'm at. Like, I already have a hard time going through winter in Michigan, so I'm not going somewhere even colder. So you should definitely, I think that's an important question that I've never asked, but I think it is definitely important to ask what kind of lifestyle do they envision. And I think that includes a lot of things, whether or not they want to purchase a house or not. Not everybody wants a house. Whether they want a farm, whether they want a house full of cats, whatever it is. I couldn't be with somebody who wanted a house full of cats. It's not going to work for me. So, that's definitely something you should discuss. Number 2, what do you consider cheating? Now, this might seem like, let me let this truck go by. This might seem like an obvious thing. It is not. Not everyone considers the same thing cheating. Let me give an example. I know someone who would have lunch with a female at his job, and he was married. Now, some women wouldn't think anything of that. They would think it's fine. It's a coworker at work. Some of us are like, your antennas go up. You're like, and you might feel like they shouldn't be having lunch with another female, or vice versa. If it's a guy and your person is having lunch with a guy at work, you might feel like that is cheating and that they shouldn't be having lunch with someone of the opposite sex. That's why you need to have the discussion, because what people consider cheating can be very different. Physical things I feel like are obvious, but some people are more strict about it. Like, I know there are some women who wouldn't want their boyfriend or husband hugging every female that they're cool with. That, I don't know if they would consider it cheating, but it might cause a fight. It might cause an argument. They might not be okay with it. So definitely have the discussion about what that person considers cheating, because you never know. Number 3, what are your deal breakers? My last relationship, we didn't really talk about deal breakers until like things came up. Like, oh, if you do X, Y, and Z, then that's a deal breaker. I don't really have, like, there are probably some things that I could say out the gate is a deal breaker for me. I don't really want to date a smoker. I'm trying to think what are some other deal breakers. I'm not gonna lie, if he has cats, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it. I don't want to go to your house. I don't do cats. Sorry, cat people. I just don't do it. So, and you might think that's a crazy deal breaker, but if I can't feel comfortable at your house, or if we can decided to live together at some point and I'm like, yeah, I don't do cats, that could be an issue. So you definitely have to figure out what your deal breakers are and what their deal breakers are and have that discussion. Number 4, what are your views on marriage? This is important. Number 1, not everybody wants to get married. No matter female, male, not everyone wants to be married at the end of the day. So you do have to have that discussion. What are their views on marriage? Could be what do they see as the roles of each other if you did get married? So you would say, okay, if we got married, do you think that you're supposed to pay the mortgage and I'm just supposed to pay DTE, Comcast, grocery, that type of discussion? Or do you want kids? How many kids do you want? Do you see you being the person to take care of the schedules in the house and dentist appointments and doctor, or should I, just really trying to get a layout of how someone envisions marriage, if they envision it at all, because sometimes you're having these conversations and you're already in it and it's a little too late for that conversation once you're in it. And not everybody feels the same about marriage. They don't. Some people don't have. There's an actress, Cheryl, I think is her name. Oh gosh, she just blew up. She's been an actress for a long time, but she's on that new comedy where they're in the elementary school. But she's been getting all this flack for her and her husband live in separate states. This I've never heard of. I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of a married couple living in separate states, but it doesn't sound terrible. I don't know if I could do separate states. I could probably do separate houses. I could do separate places in the same vicinity and we just go back and forth to each other's houses. But everyone's like coming after her for this, like, they don't live together, they don't live in the same state, blah, blah, blah. But they've been married for like, I want to say 30 something years. So clearly it works for them. They raised 2 kids. I don't know if they've always been separate. I don't know if they were like together when the kids were younger or what. Their kids are grown now. But that's something you might want to discuss. What if you guys decide we're just going to get a duplex and live like that and be married, So everyone has different ideas of marriage. It's not going to all be the same. So that's definitely a conversation you should have. Last but not least, number 5, religion. Religion. There are people who are married to people in different religions. I don't know how that works. Clearly it does for some people because it exists. I just personally don't think it will work for me because I think you have to have a very, very good amount of respect. Because say somebody is Jewish and then the other person is Christian and they're like, they want to be able to put up a Christmas tree. If every time you go to put up a Christmas tree, it's this fight and this battle, you're not going to want to live like that. So there definitely has to be a high amount of respect there. If you are going to be in a relationship or marriage where you guys have different religions, it's not impossible because I know it exists. I think it's rare. I think it's very rare that you have 2 separate religions. And I'm wondering, how do you raise the kids? Like, do you raise them teaching them about both religions and then when they grow up, they decide? I don't know how that works. But I definitely think that is a discussion that should be had. 1000% before getting too serious with someone. That can make or break your relationship for sure. So those are my 5 that I think are important. I'm sure there's more that are important. If you guys have any, please put them in the comment section so we can see what else is out there that we think about that's important. If you feel like you can't have a discussion with your partner, if you feel like you can't talk about these important things, either they're not your person or you're not ready for a relationship, because you should be able to have these conversations. Like, that shouldn't even be, you should definitely be able to have these conversations and have them in a mature way. Everyone's not going to agree with each other about every single thing. Even when you're married, I don't think you agree about every single thing, but there has to be some common ground. It has to be the situation where you agree to disagree and it's okay. So comment below, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.